Hello, I'm Katrina Coleman with the Maryland Healthcare Education Institute. MHEI, along with the Healthcare Experience Foundation, are honored to provide you just-in-time tools to support and strengthen your leadership skills as we face this unprecedented pandemic. During this brief video, we are going to look at courageous conversations. Our goal is for you to be able to recognize when a conversation becomes courageous and to identify the 5 steps in a courageous conversation. So how do you know when a conversation becomes courageous? The stakes are high. We are talking about someone's performance, behavior, or attitude. Opinions vary. If we didn't have different opinions, there wouldn't be a need for a courageous conversation. And emotions run strong. When faced with a courageous conversation, we have 3 and only 3 options. 1, we avoid them. 2, we have the conversation and it goes poorly. 3, we have the conversation and it goes well. These are the 5 steps in a courageous conversation. Start with heart, learn to look, make it safe, master my stories, state your path. Let's look at each of these steps. Start with heart. When faced with a courageous conversation, you start with yourself. You ask yourself 3 questions. What do I want for myself, the other person, and the relationship? You want to be seen as a team player, and you want to be seen as someone who knows what they're talking about. For the other person, you don't want to humiliate them or be disrespectful. And for the relationship, you still need to work with them after this conversation. The answer to those questions of what you want for yourself, the other person, and the relationship changes how you approach the conversation. Step 2, learn to look. Look for content and conditions. What is being said and how it is being said. It's about reading the other person during the conversation, which can be a challenge when the stakes are high, opinions vary, and emotions run strong. It's also about knowing your style under stress, how you respond physically, mentally, and emotionally, and being able to regulate those responses. The 3rd step is make it safe. Make it safe is about mutual respect and mutual purpose. When people feel disrespected, they either become defensive and lash out, or they shut down. Either way, this is no longer a conversation. For mutual purpose, in this crisis, there are 2 primary purposes: patient care and staff safety. During the conversation, connect what a person says and does back to one of those purposes and explain the impact of their performance, behavior, and attitude on patient care and staff safety. The 4th step is master my stories. There's a gap in time between when someone says or does something and we respond or react. In that gap in time, we fill that gap with a story that is typically negative, and the story adds judgment, morals, and values. Catch the story you're telling yourself about the other person. Stop and assume good intent. You may want to ask yourself, what is it about this person or situation that's making me choose to feel angry, frustrated, impatient, whatever you are feeling? Even in this crisis, we choose our feelings. We need to own our feelings and emotions, or they will own and control us. The last step is state your path. STATE is the acronym for the actual conversation. Share the facts. When you say or do, tell the story. This is how it impacts patient care or staff safety. Ask for others' paths is about pausing and listening to the other person's story. Talking tentatively is about choosing words and phrases that decrease defensiveness. Let's look at a couple of examples. Some helpful phrases may be, I'd like to hear your concerns. Help me understand. Please let me know if you see it differently. The 5th step in State Your Path is encourage a way forward. This is about together deciding how you will approach the same situation or scenario in the future. State your path looks like this in action. When you say or do, this is how it impacts. In the future, we need you to. As leaders during this crisis, it is imperative for you to be brave enough to start a courageous conversation that matters. MHEI and the Healthcare Experience Foundation appreciate all of your effort and honor you during this crisis. Please let us know if there's anything else we can do for you.